Welcome everyone to the National Black Feminist Book Group. Of course, we're reading Alice Walker's book. This is our second session, and we're reading We Are the Ones We've Been Waiting For, Inner Light in a Time of Darkness, Meditations by Alice Walker. And tonight we are on chapter 4, called All Praises to the Pause, the Universal Moment of Reflection. My name is Michelle Odom. I'm one of the hosts of the book group, along with Randie Henderson. I want you to feel comfortable joining the book group. We are open to new members. We can have 10 people at a time in the Hangout, Google Hangout, and an unlimited number watching on YouTube. But I want you to feel comfortable coming into the Hangout. Venita will tell you I will spend as much time as it takes giving you technical assistance if you're having difficulty doing that, except we need to do it at some other time than when the meeting is going on. So I think Google Hangouts is a little bit more complicated than it says it is. So I try to open the Hangout at 6 o'clock so that if anyone needs technical assistance, we can do that then. Let's have everyone else introduce yourself. Randie?
Hi, my name is Randie Henderson. Again, I am watching remotely from Atlanta. I'm also a member of BWB and excited for tonight's chapter.
And Georgette?
My name is Georgette Moses, and I'm participating from Columbia, South Carolina, and I'm excited about tonight's chapter.
And Venita?
Hi, my name is Venita Walker, and I am speaking to you from Connecticut. And I'm happy to be here tonight, and I'm happy that you're here tonight.
I am here in New York. On chapter 4, All Praises to the Pause, the Universal Moment of Reflection. Does someone want to read the summary there?
Sure, Randie.
I was just about to say something. Okay, Venita. Okay, summary, chapter 4, All Praises to the Pause, the Universal Moment of Reflection. Know the river has its destination. Alice Walker takes us on a journey in chapter 4, All Praises to the Pause, the Universal Moment of Reflection, which in the end invites our reflection on the Hopi Nation message. Know the river has its destination. The pause is a moment when life requires us to take time to reflect, like a forced timeout, when we have a rare opportunity to consider our next move and help to shape the change that is inevitable. Human beings often miss the importance and therefore waste this moment, which leads to even more disastrous consequences. She looks at the role of men and women in society, how these roles have changed over time, and the consequences to the world when we are imbalanced. In spite of and because of ourselves, we are living through a period of rapid change, like a fast-moving river speeding us to a place where how we will survive will be our only concern and who will be with us. Know the river has a destination.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, does somebody want to read Equality for All in All Ways, points G and H? Who is not read? Me? Am I the only one?
No.
Well, I'm going to call Kim out. Kim.
Okay. We're calling people out tonight, Kim.
Gosh. Okay.
Well, then I guess I'll have to Somebody said it's your turn.
Okay. Okay, G, equality for all in all ways. This is the vision most in danger of becoming extinct in our time. That what we enjoy and want for ourselves is possible for all. That this is the reality we must work towards. Writers perfect the art of doing nothing so beautifully. Excerpt from The Writer's Life by Alice Walker. H. I have learned to enjoy watching my empty mind, wrote Walker, and asked us to contemplate our own minds. What is in it? She asked. What is it? What is in it that you wish were not? Number 4. When you take the time to contemplate what is in your mind, do you find that what you want for yourself, you also want for others? If so, what do you tell yourself about why others cannot have what you have? And 5, do you think black people or economically poor people have a greater capacity to want for others than we want for ourselves, than other people? If so, why do you think we, black or poor people, are this way? Or not? Why? Or not? Why not?
Thank you.
Oh, sure.
Anybody? What is in your mind? Well, I guess I'll say yes, I do want for others what I want for myself. And, and I always have. I told you before about, kind of growing up as a preacher's daughter and really not wanting for anything, but also being aware of the jealousy that was all around me. And so I always wanted to understand what that jealousy was about, where it was coming from. Certainly from my perspective, I was just born into a situation, and I think that's true for all of us. We're born into whatever situation we're born into, but clearly we're not born into situations of equality. And so, so most of my life really has been trying to figure out where that jealousy comes from and what, if anything, can be done about it. Because I don't believe that we can really enjoy life to the fullest if certain benefits or necessities are not distributed in an equal way. So that when inequality exists, it has born within it a reaction, a jealousy, a fear. White people are so scared of black people at this point, I believe because they haven't paid reparations, because they haven't addressed the very serious discrepancies that their people created and that exist to this day between us. And so as long as you know you haven't solved a problem, as long as you know you've caused a problem but haven't solved a problem, then what you know is you have an enemy on the other side. And what you don't know is how that enemy is going to attempt to get what they consider their just rewards. So, so I think it's imperative that we find ways for all people to have certain basic needs met, because until we do that, then those who have will never be able to be free of the fear that they carry of those who don't have, the have-nots.
Yes.
Anybody else? Gosh, so contemplative tonight. Was this a hard chapter for you all?
No.
I loved it.
I love the chapter.
I figured it would be hard for Joel,
Yeah.
but not us.
I don't know.
Do you want
First
for
of all,
others what you want for yourself?
I want for others sometimes, to be honest with you, more than I want for myself. What really comes to my mind when the question is asked, if so, why do you think we black or poor people are this way? Where, you know, we want for others what we want for ourselves. I think as a whole, black folks are very compassionate. I've had the pleasure.
We used to be.
Well, there's still some of us out there. You know, it's just like finding a needle in a haystack at times, but there's still a few, you know, out there. And I've been fortunate enough to run into a few in the past 30 years, maybe 2 or 3, that are compassionate people. I think that's that was one of our downfalls at some point. That we're so compassionate that we don't see the forest for the trees sometimes. And I know it's hard probably for you to digest that. I don't know how I could better explain that. We're always accepting someone. I was even raised, you know, turn the other cheek. No matter what a person does to you, be kind to them. You know, always think about the next man first. However, I found over the years that a lot of times I'm the only person thinking about the next man. Whereas I found more of that love when I grew up. I don't. Once again, we're getting back to what happened. A lot of stuff happened, but I just think it's just in us to be more compassionate, because we've had to. At some point, that's all we really had. You know, if you go way back, that we had no rights, and we did get some rights. Half the times, we still had no food, no shelter, half a job, half of this. So I think that's where we learned a lot of our compassion. So I do think of all people, I think brown people in general have more compassion. Because most brown people, and our world is made of mostly brown people, period, have suffered more than people of the other race.
So you think suffering and lack
I think suffering and
breed
lack,
compassion.
it breeds compassion. I really do. And I think it's why brown people, and of course this is my opinion, are just more compassionate. We've seen hard, we've seen hurt, we've seen pain, and then a lot happened that kind of has changed us quite a bit, and that it can come back to we've seen pain, we've seen hardship, that has also changed us into from what we used to be to a whole nother animal. So that's just my take on it. It's just so big.
Thank you. I agree. Anybody else want to chime in on those questions? And because we're at 7:56, do you guys want to hang around to do the last segment?
Sure, I have time.
I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess I felt with the empty mind part first. It's so hard for me to empty my mind. My mind is always spinning, and it's always thinking of 2 or 3 things at once. So even just sitting here, it's hard for me not to get up and tidy up and do stuff and just sit and listen. So it's like I have to keep saying to my mind, slow down. All we gotta do is sit here and listen. You don't have to do 75 things, and it's difficult for me to have. I think listening intently is hard. So I'm not even up to the point where I can empty my mind. I'm just trying to listen intently at this point. And so emptying my mind will come. The other thing about, personally, I always want more for other people, and I feel like if I have something, then they can have it too. So I don't have a jealous nature, not at all. And I'm always amazed when people are either jealous of me or they feel superior to me. And those 2 things, I never
It's
feel
always
superior.
irrational.
Yeah.
It's always irrational.
Yeah, it's just like certain people like, oh, I'm better than her or whatever. I don't have either of that. But what the question brought to mind for me was, as brown people, there seems to be this, I don't even know how to put it, but I don't know in terms of being competitive. Like if you see somebody take over something, then you say to yourself, I'm going to take over that too, and I'm going to do that too. That I don't see. I don't see us saying, well, we can build a Wall Street, and let's build our own Israel. That I don't see. That when we see some other group being successful at something huge, and I mean big, I don't see as a community coming together and say, let's do that too. We want for ourselves exactly what that other community wanted for themselves. Let's go get that. So I don't know where that's going, and I don't mean it as an insult to us. I don't. It's just an observation that I was having. So those are my comments.
Thank you. I mean, I think, like I said, jealousy tends to always be irrational. And if you were thinking rationally, then instead of being jealous, you'd be thinking about, how you can do the thing it is that you admire, or the thing it is that you wish you had for yourself. But anyway, as a people, we're not there, So hopefully we're getting there.